Alright, hey, this is Hans, and it's time for another episode of the Ramen Raider on professional mukbang, spicy noodle mukbang, although this one isn't spicy. This is the show where I eat something generally that's spicy, or just something like eat the whole thing, and you kind of just sit there and lay around and go, hey, look at that, wow, oh, that's something. So today, cup noodles, right? Not exactly. We've got one that was sent in by a guy who has a channel on YouTube called The Fat Hipster. Check him out. He does reviews of all sorts of neat food stuff. This is from this joint, D8 THC shop. So what was explained to me is that there's Delta 8 and Delta 9. Delta 9 is tetrahydrocannabinol, the thing that gets you high in weed. When you smoke weed or ingest it in some way, shape, or form. Delta 9 comes from cannabis, and Delta 8 comes from hemp. I don't know. I always thought those two things were exactly the same, but you know, I don't know everything about it. So anyways, I've smoked weed before. I know what it feels like to be stoned, so there's that. But it's been a while, and I've always been a real lightweight when it comes to smoking weed. But in the last thing I did an episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time where I prepared it. Here it is, completely unadulterated. And yeah, I've got some garnish, basically, some Diet Mountain Dew and some Cheetos to go alongside. But yeah, this sounds interesting. I don't know. I would think when you poured boiling water on something like that, it would destroy it. But then again, when you smoke weed, you light it on fire and it still works. So I don't know. I'm very curious about how this is going to taste. So wish me luck. Hopefully I don't like have to peel off all my clothes and run around screaming. So cheers. By the way, I should mention that our buddy Stumpy from North Little Rock, Arkansas has made appearances on Instant Noodle Recipe Time in the past. He flaked out on us today. It was going to be me eating this split screen with him eating the Pocky One Chip Challenge. He flaked out. Even with instructions like, dude, go to the store today, go buy 2 probiotic yogurts, have like a Tums or something, drink half of one of the yogurts, eat the chip. When you can't handle it anymore, just sip on that probiotic yogurt and you'll do just fine. And your gut isn't going to explode. Oh well. So far so good. Just basically tastes like a cup noodle. I'm not exceedingly fond of the regular Nissan cup noodle. It's interesting too because I like to have spicy things because it's just kind of a challenge. This is totally different. It's like, I can see having food and having spicy stuff in it because you like things spicy. This is like mind-altering food, vaguely. I mean, it's just weed, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. So far, absolutely nothing, but I know there's a difference between how quickly you metabolize like if you eat weed versus smoke it. If you smoke it, it's quicker. So as far as I know, I've never really like, God, you know, I've never had a pot brownie. I've never done that. I always just smoked weed when I was younger. And now the teenager that I was when I was all fascinated with such things, when it was impossible to get weed, it was very hard. Well, you could get it sometimes, and then it was like, now I live in Washington. I lived in Washington State back then, and the teenager back then is screaming at me. It's like, dude, you can go buy weed at the store. Yeah, I can like walk down about a half-hour walk away. I can go to a really neat pot shop and get like for $8 like a ton of weed. You know, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm more into like drinking my Bang drinks. I don't like the whole. I'm like more like that. You know what I mean? I may be feeling something. I'm not sure. That's the thing too. I remember when I was younger. God, how old was I when that happened? Maybe like 17. And me and a buddy went, and a guy said he had acid, and he sold it to us for $5, like a Ziploc bag full of round acid. There's no way it was anything other than somebody had he had a hole puncher and just made a bunch of hole punches and sold it for $5. So we took it, and they were sitting there, dude, do you feel anything? I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you feel anything? I don't know. It was hilarious. Ah, youth. Yeah, now I just drink my extremely strong caffeine drinks and go walk like 5 or 6 miles. I know. So a lot of time when you get like a noodle bowl or a noodle cup from Japan, they'll have things like tempura soba. Well, in the US, if you want tempura noodles, I've seen so many times people pairing Cheetos and noodles. And it makes sense because it's so close to the same thing. If you had like unflavored Cheetos, they're definitely flavored. But unflavored Cheetos, that would kind of work. So let's try Cheetos directly in D8 THC ramen. It works. Done. It wasn't bad. I didn't taste anything out of the ordinary. So now I guess we see if anything happens to me if I start acting really weird. I've had so many people over the years watching my show say stuff like, dude, how stoned were you when you did that episode? I was like, this is actually going to be the first time that if this stuff does anything, that I'll be doing an episode that had me doing any kind of deleterious herbal substance thing stuff. I don't know if I feel anything. I don't know. That's kind of a bummer. I guess now that I have it in me, I should take this and do like that. There. Does that make sense? Is that the right thing to do? Or wait, can you even see it? Maybe I have to do that. Am I all trippy looking? I can't tell. Maybe I am. Well, it's hard to tell on this camera, but I hopefully I'm have some kind of interesting lasers. But I don't think I do. I don't know. I don't really think. It's like the anticipation of feeling something kind of outweighs the knowledge whether I can actually feel anything or not. I don't know, the way I'm talking right now makes me feel like I must be feeling something, but I don't know. I guess I just have to wait for like 5 minutes, and I guess you have to wait with me. So, yeah. Like generally, if somebody passed me a pipe, God, that hasn't happened in years. But if I smoked like a puff of weed, oh, I wouldn't be going anywhere or doing anything. I would just be like, whoa. I'm totally lightweight when it comes to that stuff. But I think the right thing to do is I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. And then sit here for 5 minutes, and we'll see what happens after 5 minutes. So I'm gonna sit here and have some Cheetos, and we'll see what happens in 5 minutes. I'll let you know if I feel anything. That's gotta be enough time to really tell. So here I go, 5 minutes. Well, I don't know. I just kind of feel like I just ate a little bag of Cheetos and a cup noodle really fast and like warm. Let's give it another 5 minutes. So there's another 5 minutes and I'm still really, no, I'm not feeling anything. So let's try another 5. I think the max I want to wait is 20. I don't know. It's like, I'm just not feeling it. I feel like there's the side of me that's just like, dude, are you feeling something? Are you feeling something? It's just like, stop brain, let it happen if it's gonna happen. So yeah, we'll do another 5 minutes. Be right back. As you can see, I'm like walking back and forth trying to make it do something. I might feel a little something, but it's nothing that I would attribute to being like stoned or anything. Maybe a tiny bit, but I don't know. I think let's give it another 5 minutes and see if that does the trick. I don't know, kids. I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe it would affect somebody a little bit more, but I think maybe I just feel like I got like slightly sleepy. I don't even know if it's that, because I mean I went out and walked and I just ate a whole bunch of sodium and I feel a little sweaty from that. Other than that, I just don't. Maybe a little something. I don't know. But I was more expecting to have like, you know. But anyways, yeah, I will say I'm feeling mellow. It's Monday now. The last time you saw me, it was Saturday around 1:30 p.m. And as you can see, I tried it. I let it sit. Let it sit, let it sit. Well, apparently a half hour to an hour is about the time it takes to kick in. And at about the hour mark, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, my whole body was tingly. It felt like when I went like this, like half of it was back here in another time zone. About half hour after that started, I was like, I gotta go lay down. And then the auditory and visual hallucinations began. I was trying to play a video game on my phone, and then it just looked like it was bubbling water with video game in it. And all the kids and my wife were in the living room. I could hear them out there, and I kept hearing like weird stuff. And oh man! And honestly, I went and laid down around 3 p.m. It was just like way too intense, like absolutely the most intense stonedness I've ever experienced in my life. Seriously. I didn't get out of bed until like, God, I want to say like 10:30 the next morning. It was just insane. Felt really nauseated from it. It was almost like I had a THC cup noodle hangover. It was intense, man. And then all through yesterday, I just felt kind of nauseated, kind of heartburny, which is weird. I don't know why it would give me heartburn, but for some reason I have heartburn. I don't know if it's related. Yeah, I would say now I'm back to normal. Until I fell asleep, I still felt a little funky. Maybe that was the hangover from it. I don't know. But yeah, not to be messed with. If that's something you want to do, just, like I said, I've smoked marijuana before, but this was the most intense marijuana-based experience I've ever had in my life, and I'm good. It's kind of like the 3x spicy. God, that would have been easier, just to do a 3x spicy mukbang, because that didn't last like over 24 hours of. Well, was it 24? Yeah, it was over 24 hours that I definitely felt some kind of stoniness. Yeah. And then I went to the THC shop website and looked in the description for this thing, because I hadn't even looked at that. It said it has 100 milligrams of THC in it. And I guess one of those gummies that people do have only 20. And that usually like knocks them out a lot of the time. So, well, challenge met. Thank you to the Fat Hipster. Go check out his channel on YouTube. And I challenge you, Fat Hipster, to do this. The challenge, it's like the ice bucket challenge, but it's just like the, dude, do this on a Friday where you and maybe have no responsibility. I'm so glad, because what I was gonna do, I was hoping Stumpy would do the, what do you call it? The one chip challenge at the same time. And I was thinking like, nah, I'll dig into him a bit more tomorrow and then we'll do it tomorrow. Well, I'm glad I didn't do that, because yesterday there'd be no way I could have taken the kids to the bus. I'm serious. I was just like that zonked. It was crazy. So luckily I just did it anyways on Saturday, because if it was going on today, that would have been living hell. So I'm glad that things played out the way they did. And hey, if you want to try this, that's up to you. I'm not like trying to advocate for use of anything that might be illegal in your state or anything like that. So, but if you're into this kind of thing and you like to get really, really screwed up, this might be for you. So anyways, look it up. And this has been Hans the Ramenator, wishing you an enjoyable day with your noodles and whatnot. Have a good one. Bye.